I am defeated, depleted, penniless. It absolutely sucks right now. I feel like a failure of a dad, a failure of finances, because I always wanted to be better than I was. I have just paid out thousands of pounds again in debt. And here's the best bit. Here's the absolute best bit. I've taken out one loan in my life for myself. I took out a loan to buy a van for my handyman business and I paid it back. And all the other debts, CCJs from parking. DCBL, DCB Legal, County Court Business Centre, Civil National Business Centre, whatever you want to call yourself, has harassed me, physically harassed me for 6 years. This goes back to when I was 17 and homeless, living in my car. I parked in car parks sometimes because I wanted to be safe while sleeping in my car whilst a minor, and I got parking fines from the cameras, catching me, and I didn't get any tickets on the cars. And the letters got sent to my parents' addresses. Now obviously my parents made me homeless and I never saw the post. And then 6 years ago, CCJs started hitting my credit file, and I wasn't tracking my credit file really at that point until it was too late. I had 5 CCJs then, in a very short amount of time, valued at about around £3,000. I satisfied them all. I had to pay them off to get this place, to get this flat. And they're almost gone now, off the file. But over that time, it's gotten so much worse. I have paid countless debts. In fact, I have a YouTube channel, which I don't really upload to. It's finances, and over the years, I've posted about some of the debt situation, like progress with my debts. I paid off £1,179.66 this month. And just goes on and paying off multiple CCJs. Now, over my time, I must have had like 12 CCJs altogether now. Today, I've just paid off another mountain of CCJs. I got this letter through the post. This one. Yes, this one. It's a little damp at the moment because I satisfied the debts whilst in the bath. Now, as you can see, without showing my details or anything, this is a real letter. I don't want it to show my birthdays on here as well and everything, but, this is a real, County Court Business Centre letter, or Civil National Business Centre. And I got this through the post. And I called them up. DCB Legal, because that was the address on here. It said I had a CCJ, so I called them up today. And they said I had a CCJ from a debt from like 2017, which is over 6 years. This is the point. All of these debts that are coming through are over 6 years old, and the court had deemed me at fault. Now, I was aware of a couple of these because I had disputed them, but many of these debts never went to the address that I was living at. And I called up about this one. It's hundreds of pounds. I didn't really want to pay it, but I called them up to find out what the situation was and aware that I had to pay it. And then I went, can you just check if there's anything else in my name? And they went, yeah, sure. And then they pulled up another 4 CCJs, which went through court yesterday. Literally yesterday. And, I've just paid off thousands of pounds. Thousands of pounds. Oh, and that's not the end of it, because there were debts heading to court for parking, free parking specifically. The one that I had to pay off that didn't become a CCJ was 2 parking fines for parking at Travelodge. It was Travelodge shared a car park, and it turns out I was on the wrong side apparently. I had no idea, because we're going back 7 years for that one. So yeah, I had to negotiate, and I just had to pay £250 for that one. and I negotiated that down from like £800, and I was saying I can't even afford this. I can't. So I paid it. I've put things on credit cards, and I took the money out my bank, my rent money out my bank, and I have no money left. The thing is this isn't a lie. I've got the DCB legal emails coming through at the moment, and this isn't a pity video either of me saying, oh, look at me, I've had to pay easily over £10,000 back in parking now. It's not about that. This isn't a poverty sad video. I'm aware of my situation. I've been trying to keep my stress levels down because that's what the doctor said, because I've got to have a gallbladder removed. I have to keep my stress down, and this has just made it worse, and I'm trying to support my child. I'm the primary parent for my child. My child lives with me, and I'm trying my best, and I've lent money out over the years, and I regret lending money out because right now I could do with that money. But this isn't a sad video. This isn't me saying, oh, look at me, it's sad. No, this is me saying, what the heck? How can they give you CCJs for parking, right? They can screw up your credit file and just ruin your life, right? I do have CCJs on my file at the moment, and the lot, like from the initial lot that I got, the 5 original ones that I got, I have 2 left, and in, I think, by mid-April, they're gone. They're gone. The last 2 are gone. I'm going to have a clean credit file, and I have worked so hard for a clean credit file, and I've paid off physically over £10,000 in debt for parking fines, and some of them, I swear, are the same parking fine. Some of them are like, I swear I've paid this one off, right? I have paid off debt collectors, Marston's turning up, right? People wanting money. I've paid off things that have become CCJs, things that are becoming CCJs, debts left, right and centre. And do you know what? I don't think it's over, because I've got another one here from Euro Car Parks Limited. It is another car parking fine. It just says that this is going to be going to court as a CCJ, but there's nothing else with it. There's like no other details with it. So I've got to fight this one as well, because if this one's already become a CCJ, then that's another CCJ that I've got to pay, and that will probably be another, I don't know, 500-600 quid. I think the most I paid specifically for one fine was like, I think it was like 982 quid, maybe a little bit more, something around that figure. I think that's the most I've had to pay just for like one parking fine. But they're giving me debts for fines literally over 6 years ago. Now, I have spoken to Citizens Advice. I have spoken to debt collectors and tried to negotiate, pulling the disability cards and everything. I have tried so hard. It's never good enough. And here's one which gets me a lot, and I had to pay for CCJ for this today. The last time I got a parking fine was 2 years ago, and I got a parking fine for parking in a disabled bay, and there was a blue badge in the car. There was a blue badge in the car. Blue badge details, everything sent off. Tried to fight. They said, oh no, sorry, you can't, like the company who owned the car park, like, sorry, it's not with us anymore. So it's moved along and fought, and then it went to DCB Legal, and they're like, without prejudice, we're going to offer you 250 quid to pay off. And I went, no, I'll pay you £0 because this is the law, and you have to tell the person who owns the car park, this is the law. And then they've gone and turned it into a CCJ behind my back, and I was trying to fight that because that's the Equality Act of 2010 that's gone against me, and I've had to pay. You know, that one was like £400 or something stupid, right? So that was a CCJ as well, by the way. So how many CCJs have I had now? Literally like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe, I said 12 early, but it's probably closer to 14, 15, because I haven't put everything on camera. But these are literally parking fines. I don't take out loans. I don't borrow money. I've borrowed money once for a van, and I bought a van for a business I had, and I paid off that loan really quickly. I got that loan out for like 18 months and I paid it off in like 2, right? So why, I had no issues with that. And then there's CCJs. How can you can screw someone's life up for being homeless? And most of these were as a minor. I was a child, right? It's unfathomable, right? The Equality Act means nothing, right? The courts don't care, and they're like, oh no, the courts have sided with them. It's like, first of all, if I knew this was going to court, I would have turned up in the court, right, with all the details and everything I needed necessary, right? Google Maps, timelines, sorts of stuff. I would have turned up with all the details I needed if I knew this were going to court, but I didn't. And time again, it is CCJ'd and screwed over my life, and literally over £10,000 that I have paid easily, way over £10,000 that I've paid in debts. Just aware of what I paid today, thousands of pounds. My rent money I've paid today, for goodness sake, towards it, because I can't screw up my file because I want to build or buy a house for my son so I can be a good dad. I don't know how I'm going to pay this off, I'm not on benefits, so I've been trying my best to keep my stress level down for my gallbladder because it's killing me. It's literally killing me. The stress is literally physically killing me, and I'm trying to look after my body. So I'm trying to have a stress-free life, and I can't have a stress-free life because it just seems debts turn up left, right and centre, and I've paid off thousands and thousands of pounds, and I honestly am amazed that I'm pulling this money out of thin air. I'm amazed that I have worked out every time. Now, I've been overdrawn on credit cards because of this stuff, and I know I'm going to be again this time. My rent's due in 12 days. My rent's due in 12 days. I'll work it out. Because I always do. And this isn't a, so sad. This is a, how are they doing this to people in this position? Like if they're doing this to me, they're doing this to a lot of people, right? This is what I'm trying to get at. This isn't just about me. This isn't about me playing the poverty card. This is about the bigger picture where everyone is being screwed over. What, parking fines? Okay, a lot of people have debts. I understand that. Right? Some people don't deserve to be paying back the figures they are. People like me don't deserve to have CCJs, so all I'm trying to do is be a good dad. And again, a lot of these are literally like 9-10 years old, pushing now. It's not fair. It's never been fair. And I don't know how to work this out from here. I have no idea. But I will, because I always do. I always drag myself out of this sort of stuff. But am I going to have more coming out the woodworks? Well, according to this letter from Eurocar Parks Limited, yes, I will. I'll have at least one more. I thought I was over with the CCJs and stuff years ago. And then they just appear every now and again, every few months. It's like, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. Sometimes they're in bulk. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes 99% of the time I'm not aware that they're becoming CCJs, and the odd time is because I've been trying to fight it because it's illegal or incorrect or I have evidence, and the courts just don't care. They don't care. So I'll probably have more. I don't know how I'll pay them. I know I've at least got one more. Again, this will probably be another 400 or 500 quid easily. But I'll work it out because I always do. I'm just trying to be a good dad. I've paid over 5 digits in debts. Include some decimal points, it's over 7 digits. All I can say is this country sucks. You shouldn't be able to send parking fines for CCJ screwing people's lives over. And you should always take people's situations into consideration when it comes to debts. And it never is. So, I hate this country. Again, it's given me another reason to hate this country. And just more debt. So, in the next month, I'm going to see all the CCJs appear on my file. They'll appear up on Clear Score or whatever. And then a month later they'll all be removed. So it's just going to tank my credit score again. This credit score that I've been building up for years, it's going to tank it, and they'll be like, oh no, it's fine, you're on like 100 points. It's like, I've just got it to like 580. I have worked so hard. I have got credit cards that I pay back all the time. I spend on credit cards and I pay it back because that's what I do. I've been trying my best to get, you know, high credit amounts just to show that I'm worthy. And then this happens. And it's like, okay, so I've now paid, luckily I had spare credit cards, right? So I've been able to pay all the debt off, and then it gets worse. It gets worse, obviously, because, you know, what about the money that I've been spending, like for food shop, which I've been putting on credit card? So I've got to work out how to pay that off now. I've got to work it out. But it's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. I say it's fine when it's not, but it's not fine. Really, it's not. If you have ever had to deal with CCJs or debt collectors or DCBL, DCB Legal, Euro Car Parks Limited, there's a few others that I've had to deal with as well, but you know, if you've had to deal with any of them, I want to hear your horror stories in the description below, and how much has it screwed you over? Because to be honest, I've been pushed to bankruptcy so many times. So many times. It will happen one day. I'm sure it will. I don't want it to, but it's getting worse. You know, and these are literally, as I've said, I'm sure I've paid some of these off more than once. I'm so sure I've paid some of them off more than once. And more will always appear. Even if they're over 10 years old. I don't park illegally. I don't park incorrectly. I was sleeping in my car. Yeah, so, yeah, thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Got a buy me a coffee link linked in the description below if you want to put some money towards my son's bed frame. Yeah, I will start doing some more Uber Eats driving and stuff and making some more money online. I try my best, but you know, I'm raising a child full time. I don't have childcare at the moment, so it's, whilst keeping my stress levels low, it's been difficult, but needs must. You know, money that I could have used to put my son in childcare so I could have made more money and stuff. It's fine. It's fine. I'll work it out. If you're still here. Do you remember the end of Ferris Bueller where they're like, you still here? Come on, go now. Everyone's gone now. That's what I'm feeling. Just go. Just go.